Hello there, lovely people. It is so nice to be back. I've decided to pop on and do some readings for you today. I know I've not been on the way I had intended to. I've been very busy with private readings and events, so apologies to you all. But I'm here now, and what I'm going to do is, as you'll have seen from the title, is it's going to be a mid-month check-in for the collective, going by element. Now, I'm going to start with fire signs, okay? And so that is for Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo, okay? So let's pull some cards and let's see where we are. We've just had a new moon, certainly in the northern hemisphere anyway. Apologies for those down under. But I know we've just had a new moon. So that's all about manifesting and releasing and telling the universe or letting the universe know what we want. Okay. And that's half the battle sometimes, isn't it? Because when we think about it, what do you really want? What do you want to really happen? Because sometimes it's only when we ask ourselves that question, then we kind of think, well, actually, but it's important to be clear about that. So let's pull some cards for the collective for all your fire signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus, and cross watching. So let's have a look. Let's get some out. This is just obviously, as I say, a little bit of a mid-month check-in because I am aware I've not been doing my readings as often as I should, so I'm sorry. Right, let's have a look. So, current energy, we've got Knight of Cups. Let's see what's coming in for you. Okay, Six of Cups. What's blocking you just now? Eight of Wands. All right. And let's get a little bit of guidance from you. An outcome, should you take the guidance? And I always like to say, should you take the guidance? Because whether it's listening to a reading on YouTube or going to see a sidekick, um, you have your own free will, okay? So, and that's what's important. Reading should be empowering and uplifting and should be giving you a bit of a helicopter view about what's coming in and the potential of what might be coming in, okay? Because then you can have a look at it that forewarned is forearmed. Is that the saying? Anyway, let's get into this. So, current energy. Now, I'll tell you something. I'm actually going to pull some more cards because I said I was only going to pull a few. But you know me, once I get into it, right. So this is interesting because the first row was very much about emotions here. And I know we're working through lots of stuff, but there feels a real momentum. So let's start here. Current energy for my fire signs. We've got a real feeling here of really, because this does feel that a lot of you could be really thinking about either getting a new relationship or the relationship that you're in, you're wanting to make it better. But I feel that for some of you, it may be wanting to make it the way it used to be. Remember those times where your relationship may have been great, wonderful, that you may have been getting that spark of joy and those compliments and those things that we think about that used to happen in our relationship that made us feel wonderful. So I feel that some of you may be thinking about that. Some of you may be thinking about, well, how do I get back to that? How do I get us back to that? Now, this may not be relationships for all of you, but I know as I feel this energy of you, my lovely fire signs, as I feel this energy, there's a real sense here of bringing back the happiness. So if it's not a relationship for you, because bear in mind, this is a collective reading, this is about the joy, the happiness. Okay. So it may not necessarily be relationships, but it could certainly be relationships also with self. But I do feel that there is a real sense of what can I do just now to bring it back, bring that back, that magic. Bear in mind, we do have the magician card here. Okay. I know that's a bit out of focus. Anyway, it is the magician card. So, but there's a real feeling of let's do it. Let's go for it. There's that feeling of action. We've got Knight of Cups here. So that's very much about taking action. And with the cups is bringing in that joy, that emotion. So as I say, I do feel for a lot of you, this is regarding relationships. And I do feel for a lot of you, it is relationships with another person. Now, when I say that, it doesn't always mean husband, wife, partner. It can mean a friend. It can mean friendships, because it's not just romantic relationships that can go stale times, right? It can also be friendships. We have this feeling of, well, if it's meant to be, everything will just be wonderful forever and I don't need to try. But we know that we do need to try. We do need to put that work in. We don't need to have that push pull, because there should be this natural feeling there of wanting to be around that person. As I say, whether this be romantic partner or family or friend, but we do want to make this as joyful as possible. So I do feel that some of you right now are either thinking of a new relationship and saying, right, let's take some action. Let's start getting out there, meeting people, putting myself out there. I feel that a lot of you, and I know I mentioned this at the start of the video, where I said about that manifestation time, because we're still in that new moon energy. So you can still manifest. You can still say, well, a release won't have. I'm not holding on to anything. I'm allowing the universe to move to where I need to be, and to bring in the things, the potential of the things that not only do I feel I want and that I deserve, but also is right for me. Okay. And I think that's quite an important thing here, because sometimes when people feel they want a relationship, you also want to make sure that you want the right relationship for you at this time, because there's no good saying or manifesting, I want a relationship, because you need to put in place that it's the right one for you at this time in your life. And so that it's correct. So I do feel there is magic happening. For some of you as well, I want to say that you need to be reminded of how amazing you are, of how magic you are. The reason I say this is because it's human nature for us to give ourselves a hard time and to then think, well, am I deserving of someone? Is it too late? Am I too old? Am I not good enough? I hear that all the time. Please know from me, you are absolutely amazing the way you are. Now, I'm not putting this into a coaching section, okay? I know we're here doing cards, but I just feel a lot of people really need to know that. So, as I say, it's for the magician, it's very much to do as well with knowing self. Knowing oneself is hugely important in life, and especially for relationships, because you want to be met by someone where you are. You don't want someone to come in and change you because you don't know yourself. You want to know what you are and what you like and who you really are, what your soul is, where you are in life, the good bits and the bad bits. But there's also that feeling as well of reminding yourself of how amazing you are, all the positives you have, all the things that you can bring to the table, to the relationship, to the friendship, to the partnership, to the workplace as well. Although this is cups and the magician is a lot of fire here because there's a lot of power, because there's a lot of, let's put myself out there. Let's make this happen. Let's manifest this. So I know that at the moment you're not feeling like, I don't think I'll bother. It's a come on, let's do this. Okay. So what's coming in? So this is either an energy that's coming in or that's kind of here just now. And again, we've got wands energy here, so that is fire. And it's that expansion. It's that feeling, as I've kind of said, of where do I want to go? What do I want my life to look like? What do I want to try? Because where I've been has gone. Whatever that looks like to you, where I've been is gone. We're moving forward. We're moving on with this Three of Wands. And it's very much that feeling of, okay, I feel I know what I want. Is let's just push it out there. But with the Six of Cups, there's a real feeling here of perseverance for this happiness. So if some of you have been trying dating, whether it's online dating, whether it's meeting people, and it's not maybe been as easy as what it was years ago, or you're just not meeting that right person, Six of Cups is coming in here saying, keep it going, keep moving forward. There's been change in your life and it's not been easy, but I know that you have a tendency to be looking back, to maybe older relationships or relationships of when, sorry, my dog's under here just lying on the floor, in case you hear her. She was having a bit of a snatch there. So apologies. But there is a tendency here of, looking back of, wouldn't I love to recreate what I had, both in terms of ourselves, of going back when we were, younger, slimmer, prettier, all those things, freer. But also some of you may be looking back to the relationship you have just now of, I wish I could go back to that place where when we were first courting or we were first going out, when I was getting that attention, when there was all that passion and that drive. So I know that as you look back, the cards are really inviting you to also look forward. You can't go back in time. So don't get lost in the memories. Don't get lost in that place that you can't return to. All right. So let's see what is holding you back here. Again, we've got Six of Pentacles and we've got the Eight of Wands. So I know that some of you, there may be a feeling here of just things aren't moving quick enough. And just what I mentioned before, things aren't going quick enough. You're not meeting someone quick enough. You're not in that amazing relationship quick enough. But again, if it's not about, sorry, the dog's having a walkabout. I can hear her on the floor. But if it's not, as I say, if it's not about personal relationships, private relationships, romantic relationships, it may be about friendships. It may be about family as well, of things. There's just this feeling of wanting to get there as quick as possible, and things just aren't happening as quick as possible. And so also I want to say, okay, sorry about that. I had to put the dog out. She was walking about and I could hear her on the floor. Where was I? Yeah. So what's blocking you here? So it's almost that feeling. And again, remember, this is collective reading, so it may not resonate with every single one of you. But there's just this feeling of the movement's not there. Things aren't happening quick enough. Things aren't changing quick enough. Things aren't turning up as quickly as you want them to, or as powerfully as you want them to. Because again, you're thinking back to the past for some of you. But I know that there's that question in your mind of how much longer do I need to work at this? How much longer do I need to put the work in? The Six of Pentacles is really, it's coming in with that feeling, as I say, this is what's blocking you, of things should be easier than this. You know that feeling where you sometimes think, well, if this was meant to be, it would be easier. But every relationship we have as humans, it isn't always, as you'll know, it isn't always plain sailing. So this is why I'm saying this can be romantic. I'll be talking to some of you about, but some of you I will be talking to about friendships and about family members too. Okay, so let's get a little bit of guidance. Now, I want to say here that there's a real feeling here of going back to self, to just know how, I want to say how amazing you are and what you've been through. And I feel for some of you, I feel that you could very easily say, nah, this is too much work. I've been through enough in life. I've been through too much. This is too difficult. I feel like some of you, this will be a family dynamic of that feeling of, I've put up with enough. This is too difficult. I also feel there'll be some of you who feel very uncertain of where things are going to go for your happiness, for your relationship. I know some of you have been burned. So this is why I'm saying I'm not just talking about romantic relationships here. I am talking about family members too. Because I know they want to impress in me about certain family members who have really made things difficult. I always want to say you've gone through the wars with, okay? But there's this sense of almost protecting oneself here, protecting one's own joy. There may be people around you just now, and I know this is coming in very heavily. There may be people around you just now who are kind of going out of their way to make things difficult for you, to make things a little bit just difficult, feeling a little bit uncertain and insecure. People do try and give you a hard time. And some people around you, for some of you, are doing it on purpose. And I feel that you know that. But I want to say here, you are made of stronger stuff. You've not gone through everything you've gone through for nothing. You've not gone through everything you've gone through to be here and to give up. You deserve joy. And this is what this whole reading is about, is you're looking for your joy. Whatever that joy looks like to you, you're working your way through this. And you are ready. So please do not let other people or other circumstances put you off finding your joy. Because although for some of you it may have been a very difficult path, you've moved on so far. You've learned a lot about yourself. Don't let it go now. And so let's have a look at the outcome should you take this guidance. You've got King of Cups and you've got Queen of Wands. And this is important because this King of Cups, you've been through it. You are coming out, however this plays out for you, every single thing you're going through is an experience. It's learning and it's growing. And that learning and that growth, you are going to be able to go into your next chapter, into your next story, and have all that knowledge that you've just learned and that you're going to be learning through this next journey, this next few weeks. Now, I am kind of doing this for the rest of June. So I would really feel that this desire, this burning, this let's get things better and let's bring that joy. You realize yourself that you want more. and that you deserve more. So don't let little hiccups along the way put you off, because all these are is little hiccups. Every single thing that you're going through, and you're really going through it with this Knight of Wands, it ain't easy, but every single thing is adding to your strength, your knowledge of self, your knowledge of circumstances and people around you. And so by that, you're coming out as King of Cups, of that person who has the knowledge and that growth and that knowing, well, yeah, what does actually make me happy? What is giving me that emotional joy that I need? But what I love about this is this Queen of Wands energy, because that's you, that's Queen of Fire. So that is the person who is coming out with the confidence, with the, yeah, here I am, and I am proud, and I want to be seen again. So I feel that over the next few weeks, and very much into July, I feel that confidence is coming back in you. You're feeling it just now of wanting to have that movement. But I feel that as we go through the next few weeks, you're coming into that Queen of Wands energy where you do want to step out and you do want to show that confident side of you, because as I said, every single little thing that you go through is building you, is teaching you. It's allowing you to grow and become better. So that is what's coming towards the end of June, probably into the beginning of July. But I love it because you're coming into self. You're coming back to you. And it's okay if certain things don't go 100% to plan. That's okay. Life's not meant to. But we're meant to go out and we're meant to experience. So don't worry if those things that you're trying don't 100% work out, because whatever is meant to work out will. So don't give yourself such a hard time if things don't. See it just as this learning experience. But I love that King of Cups, Queen of Wands, as I've just explained, you're coming out, you're coming into self with so much learning, so much knowledge, so much experience, because everything's a learning experience. And you're coming into your energy. Queen of Wands. I know that's not, here we go. Queen of Wands. I know that's a bit bloody. But anyway, Queen of Wands energy. And that's what we're holding on to. That uplifted, that you've got your fire back, you've got your enthusiasm back, your confidence back, and you're ready to go. Lift your head up high. Put on though that new, I don't know, that brightly coloured dress or whatever it is that you think you keep looking at, thinking, oh, I'd love to wear that. If you're going to be wearing it, you're going to be putting yourself out there. Why shouldn't you? Because you are amazing. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that. Pop in the comments if that resonated with you. I really hope it did. And I will see you again very soon. But for now, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And if you have not already, give it a like, give it a share, give me a little subscribe. That would encourage me so much more. Anyway, thank you and enjoy the rest of your June. Bye for now.